Hi guys, this is Juno and welcome back to another Siege battle video. So we have this Siege and the next Siege before the Siege tournament, and we are currently ranked 19, which in fact is a candidate if we could keep this rank. However, I'm gonna be truly honest because I'm getting stressed out right now, currently with my guild and certain members. I think we did very well to come up to this point, but I have to say, like 90% of that was luck. There was a guild member that was really trying to pull us and get us to improve so that we could qualify for a tournament. And there was only one thing that he asked for, and that was to bring our win rate up to 85%, 85, okay? 83 minimum actually. The fact is, it never happened. Every time we looked at the data, it showed us that our win rate was 70%, 75, maybe if when it was good. But then there's still these guild members that say that, wow, we should go to Siege tournament. A couple of them are not improving at all. Yes, against easier guilds, they might get an 8-2, 9-1, but periodically, constantly, they will get a pretty bad record. Maybe it's just how they play the game. But then if that's the fact, why are we saying that we want to go to tournament? I mean, I'm totally fine with not going to a tournament. I'm totally fine. That's why I don't want to argue with these people. Also, I don't want to argue with other guilds because for this guild right now, I want to tell you, it might look like we're getting 2v1. But in reality, we are much weaker than Infinity, no question Supernova. What would Infinity do to try their best to qualify for tournament? I would actually hit blue, 1v1 blue. There's no reason for them to go against Supernova, which is a stronger guild than them. Of course, I would try and get second place because that would higher their chances of going into tournament. But some people think we're getting 2v1. I think that's super dumb. I think we put ourselves in this spot because our win rate is so bad in the beginning. I think we did like 50 swords and we lost 16 times. That just showed them that we're so weak. We're the easy target. I know that because now these last two matches are the qualifying matches, at least people in this level, the Siege in this level, for the Siege tournament. Like I said, I think it'll be totally fine if they just be like, okay, let's just not go for a tourney. Let's just be like a easygoing guild. Then I'll be totally fine. But periodically, time and time, over and over again, they will say, let's go to tourney. And everybody's so upbeat about it. When people aren't improving. Okay, this was the first match, and I tried the Belial tech here, but it was a little risky because there was the Perna, right? And the Perna's not really going for our Belial. So I took this team, but there is a big flaw here. I needed my Belial to die early on or get defense broken, so that Perna wouldn't aggro onto the Riley. So that was the one downfall and the one risk in this team. Show you guys the runes for all the units. I was hoping for my Belial to die early and my other two units to survive, but that might have been a stupid thought. As you can see, the more failed to strip the Belial, so he's not taking really aggro from either the Nikki or the Perna, and Perna's gonna keep going for the Riley, so we're actually at a very bad spot. I tried to control the Perna as best as I could, but obviously Perna is a proccing king, so that wasn't working as well. There's that heal block that came in from the Nikki. My Belial still not getting defense broken. The destroy is huge. And my Riley was in a very tough spot, and it was gone. At this point, it was not very hard. It was nearly impossible for me to win because Camilla can't take 12 turns by herself, and nobody was really critting. So it was definitely a Camilla counter type of defense. So this was on me. I did not come into this defense again because I just didn't have an answer for it. If you guys know an answer for this, please put it in the comment below and let me know so that I can use it next time. The next defense we hit was this defense with the Nikki, Clara, Nikki, Savannah. And you guys know what I usually like to take. I like to take the Garo offense. I showcased this multiple times against this defense. It's fairly safe if you kill off the Nikki, since Savannah is a wind damage dealer. This was a pretty tanky Nikki. It survived, well, it didn't survive, but it took all 3 turns for it to die. Thankfully, Savannah did not get any defense breaks, and no crits either. And at this point, it was pretty safe to say that we won, because Savannah is now gone. So with that, we were able to win this match. It's okay to say that I won at this point, right? Because you guys saw that we killed the major damage dealer. Nothing's going wrong, so yeah. So the next defense we hit was the Miang, Kinki, and Monte. I took in this Jotan offense, which I got from a video that deals with Miang, Cichlid, Eschers really well, and it felt like I'll be able to handle this too if the Monte did not get a good roll off, and if actually my Jotan resists a lot of those defense breaks that come in. So the roll was pretty low, so I was really hoping my Rakuni will take a lot of turns so we could heal all of that up. There's some lag, it's the problem with Mumu, but thankfully we were able to heal up the Roid pretty well. The Miang did proc when she got low, so lucky her. But she is almost dead again. Look at that resist from Jotan. It is on a revenge set, and it is on 100 res, so it's gonna try and resist all of those defense breaks. Usually Kinki is not on high accuracy, but I know good Kinkis have decent accuracy even with artifacts, because defense break is so crucial in these defenses. My Roid is on a crit rate type of build, and with Rakuni we were able to sustain this pretty well. But I was still not sure if we will win. There's a big lag there again, but we went for the stun on Kinki, we got it. But Kinki did take a turn, so there's no defense break. I really needed another defense break or something coming in from Roid or the Jotan, because as you guys can see, we're not doing a whole lot of damage. And it felt like that if the Kinki got a lucky proc or two, then we could actually lose pretty easily here, right? Thankfully, we keep landing that provoke. But it's a one-turn provoke, so it could really just hit us and then proc and then use skill 2 right there. But it didn't do that, so we were lucky there again. Go for another stun, didn't happen. Rakuni was just trying her best to keep the Roid alive. Now we are finally there, where he's pretty low, and we were able to get the kill with this last hit. Accidentally, I didn't record this, but it was a Lucian offense, and we did get outsped, so it was a trap. But thankfully, Cichlid was stupid. But we won't be lucky if we go to tournament like this, so it won't be an offense that we could use in tournament, because obviously in tournament you can set the skills. So Cichlid will always use skill 3. Thankfully here, if it went for the ninja, so I still would have gotten my combo off. But if it went on like the Dova or the Lucian, definitely we'll just be losing automatically. Okay, we had this defense with the Gelnir, Philia, Theomars, and you guys all know that I like to bring in my Diana team here. Our one goal is just to kill the Theomars, and if you kill the Theomars, then essentially it's a one match. This Gelnir here did proc a lot. It was a violent Gelnir, and that Theo was a revenge Theo. So you guys have to remember in this team that if the Ophelia puts up that skill 3, you're not supposed to switch. Okay guys, do not switch and do not try and go for the strip with Diana's skill 2. It's not worth it. There's a good chance you might not get the full attack bar. And if Theo at that moment in time goes for Diana, then you're kind of screwed. So you always want to use it when that Ophelia skill 3 is down. And just hope for the procs on your side. Also, try to put a destroy set on the Diana so that you can make the game overall shorter. Even after you kill the Theomars, if you don't have destroy, it'll be a very hard thing to do to kill that Gelnir. Maybe the Gelnir procs after the Theo dies. So we did proc the passive here. And we did get the proc here, meant that the Theo was gone. And then we won that match. There's no point of time to continue this because it's pretty long. Okay, then we hit this LD tower with Sylvia. And I brought in my Tiana team. You shouldn't do this as well, but I was fairly sure that the team was all on Violent or Despair for certain units, so I just took it. We do take first turn. They are fairly fast, but we do get the full defense break. And then our Poseidon goes. We do miss it on the Sylvia. Tiana does get stunned. However, our Poseidon gets to use skill 2, meaning that we essentially won the match, right? And we took in my Jessica. And guys, I have to let you guys know, Jessica is such a good counter against Zeratu. With the dots and with all of these debuffs, Jessica takes little to no damage. Well, it does take damage, but you can see here, 3k per hit. 3k per hit. So I do think this was a pretty good counter against this team. I was hoping that the sleep was still on her, but it's a 1-turn sleep, so it makes no sense, right? If it was a 2-turn sleep, then we could probably put it on the opponent too. But that didn't happen. And you can see that we are bringing the Zeratu down. I am just constantly healing my team with Rakuni. It looks like Juno has the least amount of HP, reason why the Carcano's defense break is landing on her. We do put the glancing. Here it comes again, 6k to 3k. Did you see that? The first hit was 6k, and then the later hit was 3k. That's because we have a lot of dots. And because there's more debuffs, we get less damage. I get the stun. It's a Despair Jessica, for you guys just to know. I'll probably use a Despair Jessica on RTA as well. And I'm thinking of a seal set too. A Despair Seal Jessica. It's the same build, but we never land the seal actually. It's only 15% chance, it kind of makes sense. But we won this pretty easily because Zeratu only went for the Jessica and Jessica never gets defense broken. It was an easy match. So I forgot to take a video, but I did attack this defense right here with my Lulu offense. Good thing my Lulu resisted this. One of my guildmates told me to use skill 2 on my Frankenstein, but my Frankenstein has like no accuracy. So I just want to get my stun. Well, I guess the stun also relies on accuracy. But against this defense, I think just killing the Miang and then you're pretty safe. It's pretty similar to the Harmonia Vigor Skullgirl. I actually think it could be a little weaker too. Just by the fact that Cyclid has to get the defense break on turn 1 onto the Lulu for this to actually win. If it doesn't do that, then I think the chances of it losing or winning is very low. I'll just speed things up. You guys will see how I just constantly focus on the Miang. It does proc a couple times, and the livability is there due to the Cyclid air shield. So we're very close on killing it, but it does survive here and there due to its procs and the air shield. But eventually we do get the kill onto this Miang. And I constantly try my best to keep my will onto the Lulu. It's really important that he has that will up so that there's no chance or close to no chance where the Cyclid or the Kinki lands a defense break onto the Lulu. If the Cyclid goes for the Lulu on skill 3, then oh well. But at least the Kinki skill 1 won't do much, right? Now we do get pretty low here on the Frankenstein. The destroyers are really strong, but thankfully we do have a lot of survivability with the Windy Shield and also the Lulu's procs. I gave the will at this point to the Frankenstein because I didn't want to die. See how it changed the target and went for my Lulu and landed a defense break? Here I did focus onto the Kinki to land that stun so that we would have that chance where a Lulu will be able to get that defense break off. And we were able to do that. Then again, we just continue on to the Windy. It was very hard to kill the Windy. too, because she procs, she keeps putting air shield on herself. But in the end, it was a easy win. Well, not an easy win. It was a win on us because they were lacking damage after we killed them Kinki. It takes a very long time for Kinki to kill the Lulu or Windy or Frankenstein by itself. And once you land that slow and also the stuns from the Frankenstein, the lesser chance of the defense winning due to lack of damage. So this just goes like any other Harmony of Vigor Kinki defenses. You just leave Kinki last, then you go for it. You can see that we constantly stun it, although it constantly procs out of it because of the slow debuff. We take way more turns than that Kinki. It's procced out of it again. It's crazy, but yeah, we won. Okay, looks like we're just gonna FFA because we're getting third in this siege. I'm just gonna hit number 5 because I have an offense that I could win in this for sure. I can't show it to you guys, obviously. This is the one counter that I have, but I'll let you guys know if I win. Just letting you guys know that this was a Leo counter. This is a Leo counter. It was very, very slow. Okay, with that, we have a 9-1. We lost that very first battle, the one with the Nikki. I always have a hard time with that. But again, guys, I think we put ourselves in this spot. Again, this battle and the next one are the qualifying battles to get into the Siege tournament. So I think for the guilds, especially right now, Supernova, well, they know they'll get first because we're very weak, and Infinity is also fairly lower than Supernova. So they're probably having a good time, but Infinity just makes sense for them to go against us, all in onto us. From the other guild's perspective, we're the lamb. They have to eat us up and get as many points so that Supernova could guarantee their first, and that Infinity could guarantee their second. And it'll probably put them in a better spot for them to get into Siege tournament. I mean, I'm not saying we're totally out of it. I think we have a chance for the next one. If we get first, maybe we could slip in. However, I want to say this again. We really need to up our game in getting wins. I feel bad for the guildmate that's trying to help us out so much. I mean, he's giving out all these counters. He's giving us information and like what he has figured out on how to get wins on certain defenses, and he's telling the guild to make them because they have like a 90% win rate against a certain defense. However, a lot of people don't make it. A lot of people just rush their attacks, and their win rate is just trash. Just in a pretty stressful spot. Other than that, I'm great with the guild. It's totally fine. But sometimes I just don't want to be in the guild chat because like some people are trying their best, and I know that other people are saying that they're going to try their best too and they're going to do well. But I don't really see improvement. That was it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.